Welcome to another episode of Painting with Robert. Here we have a sketch that I've done on black. This is on canvas. And there's my cup of coffee with some paint floating in it. We all need coffee while we're working. So I'm spraying down the canvas here just to get it primed and a little bit wet to be able to receive the paint, which is ultramarine blue with a little white in it. And I'm scrubbing along here. And as I'm scrubbing, I'm thinking, I need a bigger brush because this is ridiculous. Look at all the wasted time and energy here. So next time, we'll try a bigger brush. But I didn't have one available. So you got to do what you got to do with what you got, right? I'm just drawing in some mountains that are in the back of this Red Rock Canyon, which is, I think, kind of a mixture of Fay Canyon and my imagination. But Fay Canyon is a real place here in Sedona. So I've got some cad yellow and cad red and a little bit of white, and I'm just defining the tops of the canyon on the right-hand side where you can see I want to have a feeling of shelves or overhangs of the canyon above our heads, because there's a section in Fay Canyon where you walk underneath these ledges. So I'm working out how I can define that here. And I'm not really going for any detail here. And again, it's using the smaller brush has a tendency to make you scrub around quite a bit, where if you had a larger brush, you could just kind of, fire it in, and have the bigger pieces blocked in. But one of the things that I find interesting about using a smaller brush like this are, like Bob Ross used to say, happy accidents happen all of the time. So, who knows? What's good, what's bad? You just got to keep trying different methods until you find what works for you. But since this is, like I said before, this is the brush I had, I just went ahead and kept working with it the best that I could. And the idea here is that I wanted to create a little bit of a darker part of the canyon on the left-hand side, and then have there be highlights running along that edge of the left side of the canyon wall. And then I was drawing the path, and though there aren't any water features in Fay Canyon that are year-round, there are some that are seasonal. And if you're walking back there during monsoon, you will sometimes capture or catch some of these waterfalls that are there in the canyon. So that just popped up, and I went with it, and I'll be detailing it a little bit more. And I wanted to tell you that I started to go back into the sky with a mixture of just the pure ultramarine blue and then what I would call dirty paint, where there's kind of a mixture there of every other paint. And then I fired back in this white and really felt like I overdid it quite a bit. So I needed to back it off. And you'll see me going in there with that dirty paint and backing off that sky right here. And then I'm going to go back in here and fooling around a little bit trying to cover some of that black. That's not really too necessary. And the foreground that you're seeing this is going to be mostly in shadow with some sunlight coming through, because there are going to be trees on both sides of this painting, and you're going to be visually drawn down that path that is the trail of Fay Canyon. And here I am fooling around a little bit with the waterfall idea. Who knows if we'll even see it or if we'll even keep it, but I like the idea at this point. I think we're kind of coming up to a close here on where I got this to a point where I knew I needed to stop. And here are some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.